Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new Let's Play, and today we're doing Zelda 2 for the NES. Have you played this one much, Goke?
A little.
I'm guessing you didn't get too far because it's a platformer, and you mentioned before that you're not very good with those.
No, I didn't get too far because I got lost in the dungeon and then lost interest.
Oh, okay. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I only get lost a little bit in the dungeons in this one.
No, it doesn't make me feel any better.
Okay.
I want you to suffer in this one.
Okay. Well, I do die, and unfortunately, editing out deaths in this one is a bit harder, so than it is in like other games that I've Let's Played so far. But it's so I will let you know that ahead of time. Seizure warning for whenever I do die. So. Anyway, we're going to talk to the, oh, yeah, so a lot of the people here, they do give some pretty good advice, but this one, his advice was pretty, like, out there, because it was like, oh, if all else fails, use fire. But you don't really have to deal with creatures that, need to be killed with fire until, like, the second island. So I don't know why he gave you that advice.
It's an advice for life, Sam.
Okay.
When all else fail, use fire. Yeah, divorce settlement not going your way. Fire. You set fire to the court, and just be sure that you're not there when it happens, when it catches. You know.
Yeah, the age-old advice is that it's only illegal if you get caught.
Yes.
Anyway, we got our first spell, and technically for free, since all we had to do was just talk to the woman who left the house.
There's some really high tables. What the hell? You seen that? Have you seen like the height? The table is the height of Link's head.
Yeah. So I also find it funny that the child is like South Park child size. And here I'm trying to show off like what a battle sequence is, but the monsters aren't behaving. So this is what the battles look like. It's a bit more action RPG focused in this one than in the last game. Which, for those who played a lot of Zelda games would think that this is a very weird departure, but then you have to think, oh yeah, this was literally game 2 that they made. They're just experimenting. So.
It seems to have been the thing with every second game of Nintendo back in the day. Not so much Metroid.
Yeah, well, sort of. I mean, Mario 2 was a weird a case with that one, because the actual Mario 2 is very closely the same as the first one. It's just it
was just bad.
Hmm?
It was the first one, but bad.
It was very difficult. Anyway, and down here is our first little secret, where we get a heart piece. There's only 4 of these in the entire game. And you'd think that leveling up to get our health and magic and attack up, you think that leveling the health up would increase the health bar, but no. Technically what the leveling the health does is it actually increases like your defense of how much damage you could take. It's a little bit weird.
So the equivalent of getting a ring. in the original.
Sort of, yeah, except each of the attributes can go up to 8. Anyway, and then we got these opossum knights, which are annoying because they infinitely spawn, but if you get hit by them, they actually take away experience.
And they don't give any.
And they don't give any. Yep, that's correct. There are a few enemies that take away experience, and I would say that they are the worst ones, but at least some of them that do take away experience, they give back a little bit of experience to try and make up for it.
So why do you cancel leveling? Like that, the levels increase.
Okay, so the reason I did that was because I have a very high amount of health. So if you are at low health, you can use a health level up to basically refill your life. So that's one reason. And the second reason being is that I want to maximize my attack as quickly as possible, so that way I can kill a lot of the tougher enemies faster, therefore gain more experience faster. There is a method to my madness, and this is basically the reason. These jinxes, they take 1 billion hits, but they're really easy to kill if you know how, if you can get them stun locked.
It's just the annoying part that you have to occasionally push Link forward, otherwise you're just gonna keep getting pushed backwards.
Yeah, pretty much. And for those of you wondering, yes, especially in the early levels, killing a Jinx is definitely worth it. Please believe me.
I grinded like, I think I grinded like some 3 levels out of these guys.
Yeah, that's why I go for like the attack bonuses first. And I skip magic there because, again, the only spell that we have is shield, and you don't really need it at this point. Skipping the level down because we need some keys that are up on this floor. This is basically like the only level that I kind of know the layout of. Unfortunately, because of the game's 2D plane, it's very, very, very easy to get lost. So, the only method I can really suggest is, treat it like a maze, and keep the left-hand rule, so every time you come to an elevator, take it down and then go left, kind of thing. That's pretty much my only real advice. And, the actual, levels themselves, they don't get ridiculously stupid until level, I want to say 5, where they start introducing invisible walls. Or, walls that look like they're solid, but, you can just walk through them. And of course the
illusion walls.
Yeah, illusion walls. Yeah, sure, that works. But the way that they do it is that they put a little step right there, so you have to do a jump to detect that there even is invisible, that the wall is bullshit like that. And another little trick is that sometimes those statues, if you attack them, they'll drop a red potion, which will fill your magic bar all the way.
And you were in need of those.
Yeah, unfortunately not now because of, I didn't use shield, but, it's a useful hint for later on. The gamble, however, is that if you, sometimes when you attack them, they will spawn the enemy that the statue is. So anyway, how's life with you, Goku, since we're going to be here for a little bit?
Well, it's been raining today, which was nice.
That's good.
It was raining just like a few minutes before you called.
I'm surprised that it rains in the sub-Saharan desert.
You mean South Africa? You mean here in South Africa, right?
Oh, okay. So that's how you got that copy of Who Killed Captain Alex.
Yeah, you shot yourself in the foot with that attempt, right?
Yeah, I stumbled over my words. My excuse is that I just woke up and I'm tired.
My excuse is that I'm inbred, so I have a better excuse than you, so...
It also doesn't help that, for 2 weeks...
He was changing colors like the Windows thing.
Treating colors like the Windows thing? What?
Yeah, he was changing colors like the Jinx, but like he was changing colors before you hit him, like the Windows, the Windows screensaver.
Oh yeah, like so yeah, the way the Jinxes work is that yeah, they act like those old DVD bouncing menu things where the logo just sort of bounces around on the screen. So you can sort of trick it and get the angle just right if you just move Link back and forth.
I'm giving you crap right now.
Hey, this one moves like 3 times faster than normal, so it's harder. But I'll also say that my other excuse is that last week I got sick, and then this week I got sick again. But with something different. So, I had a fun 2 weeks.
You're making a collection, right?
Yeah, I gotta get every single disease known to man. I gotta beat the Spoony one at that.
Are you going for leprosy next?
Yeah, I think we have a cure for leprosy, so I'm not sure if I just have to get it and then just get the antidote for it, or if I have to let it manifest until something falls off.
The cure is going for the crusade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get leprosy and then you go fight in the Holy Land for your lord.
I didn't realize that's how it worked, but alright, good to know.
Yes.
Is that based on like a story that I'm unfamiliar with, or?
I don't know, but I do remember there was like King Baldwin, who was a leper, and he fought in the Crusades. So that is really the only reference I have for that.
Okay. Real king or a story?
No, real king.
Okay.
He was a historical. He was he was in control over the kingdom of Jerusalem when it was when the Crusades were still going about. I think he was contemporaneous of Salahuddin.
Okay. I'll just take your word for it, at least for the moment, simply because I don't know any about this. I don't know too much information about the Crusades, honestly. Aside from what I know from Age of Empires 2. And the only thing I really know about Age of Empires 2 that I bothered to remember was that the main head honcho paladin guy had big horn helmet.
Paladin.
Yeah, or the knight or whatever. I think I showed you a picture of that helmet that I'm talking about. It looks like 2 giant bull horns that are just sort of sticking out from the top.
I don't think it did.
Okay, I'll have to show you afterwards, but it's pretty fucking funny to look at it and be like, oh wow, someone actually wore that.
Oh, by the way, King Baldwin was the guy that was portrayed in the movie Kingdom of Heaven, the one that has bandages all over him.
Okay. I haven't seen that movie, but is that the one that you mentioned that is like 3 hours long that your dad wanted to watch at one point?
No, that was the Ten Commandments.
Oh, okay.
And it's more than 3 hours long. And he was coming back was coming back home that day, like 11 o'clock, and he was like, no way we're gonna watch this. We're gonna finish like 3 in the morning.
You're gonna get to the pearly gates, and St. Peter's gonna look at you and say like, "Oh, you had a chance to watch the Ten Commandments, and seems here that you decided that being tired was a higher priority."
No, being tired was the reason I didn't watch.
Look, going to hell forever now. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna have to kill a lot of those. You still have the boss, right?
Yeah, we still have the boss, and the one nice thing about this game is that once you complete a level by inserting the jewel into like the statue, it raises your experience to max. So that's again another reason why I'm kind of skipping levels, is so that way I can get it to like a really high position, and then just sort of have it fill up immediately then. Basically trick the games. So, the other thing I'm going to do is, I am going to do a little bit of grinding, but I promise you guys it's going to be the only little bit of grinding that I do.
I mean, there is Death Mountain still.
Oh, Death Mountain is like really early on.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, that's why you need to do grinding early on, because Death Mountain.
Yeah.
But how much experience does the boss give here?
200, I want to say? I can't remember off the top of my head. It might have also been, it might also be 100. Like I said, I can't remember. But anyway, curtains usually indicates that that's the boss, so off the grind. There are a couple levels where they show curtains, but there's no boss. Which I'm not sure if that's there for tricking purposes, or if it's just there for decoration. Either way, it's weird. And I didn't go over here because there is a fairy, and unfortunately when you collect the fairy, it never reappears again.
Link just eats the fairy whole.
Either that, or Link, just grabs onto the fairy, squishes it, and then all the life essence just sort of, swoops up into his, nostrils.
He twists the fairy and the juices just all come out. Link is the universe's pale man.
Or, the, South Park version of Christopher Reeve.
What was that one?
That was the one where he was on a talk show, and he explained that through the miracle of stem cell research, he was able to regain like his movement from being paralyzed. And to show an example, he grabbed like a baby fetus and like cracked its neck open and like sucked out like the blood from its neck, and then he was like able to move his arms and was like, see, I'm doing better now. And like the whole episode he's just doing that, and what's funny is that the guy who played Lex Luthor, he comes up to him and is like, Christopher Reeve, you're going too far, this stem cell, it's making you mad with power. And he's like, no, it's not, and he gets all like mad, like he's juiced up on steroids, and he like flips a car. So then Lex Luthor has to form, like, the Injustice League to try and stop Superman.
Are you gonna grind until like there's only 200 left of experience?
Less than... Oh, yeah, a little bit more than 200, but yeah. We're almost there. Shouldn't take too much longer. The nice thing about these Jinxes is that they do reappear once you leave the screen. But look at how much faster we kill them now that we have 3 attack. And who knows, also good to kill the guys that die in one hit because they might drop P-bags. Out of curiosity, do you know why the Japanese, like I've noticed this in a lot of games where experience is usually shortened to P for some reason. Like,
because English. Because Pointo.
Oh, really? So they don't have experience, it's just Pointo?
It's probably like, it's probably not good. They are like, if you put an A in it, people are gonna confuse with energy. So let's go with a P because people are gonna know it's Pointo. And the Americans sure don't have a word that serves as a double entendre for that. I mean, we're good with English, right?
Yeah.
We know how American talk.
Yeah. No, it's just I never really understood it because I also know that in like the Dead Rising series, like your experience is called PP. Which, I know the second P means, points, and then the first one would presumably mean some form of experience, but...
No, it's just like this, it's just about a Freudian thing about the size of your penis.
Okay, fair enough.
So as you progress to the game, you conquer your ego and your PP grows larger. So that's where you're basically it's like you're implicitly telling your mother and father that you don't need them anymore because you're already a man with a huge PP.
I never really took Frank or Chuck to be the type of people who still needed their parents for anything.
Why is it back to 100?
Because I skipped that level. Because my magic is still level 1, and that's the amount of experience you need to level up your magic.
Oh. I'm up to... Attack goes up to 8, right?
Yep, everything goes up to 8, so technically I am double my overall attack from when I started. And I don't really need this because this boss is a little bit easy, but if I do fuck it up, that mace slaps you like a bitch. And yeah, you do have to hit him very...
And you're done being called Susie, right?
Being called Susie, what?
Mace slaps you like a...
Alright, I'll assume that's from something I don't remember, or I've heard of.
You just said like the mace hits you like a women of ill repute, and I thought you're done being called Susie.
Oh, okay. You're commenting on that. Okay, I thought you were commenting on like something specific, like there in some movie or something, a woman named Susie got slapped by a mace or something.
Oh my God! Why are you so sporadically slow? Like you choose the weirdest things to fixate on.
I don't know, that's a... To be fair, it's a bit of a weird comment to just make.
It's a weird comment because you wouldn't shut up and let me do the joke, and then you got lost on it.
Okay, it's entirely my fault then.
Yes, I'm blaming you for this. I will accept little responsibility for this problem.
Anyway, so there is this cave up here. Very important that we get it. Get in the item that's inside of it. And these Octoroks are very annoying because you have to time their shots. And for whatever reason, they know how to jump in this game. Whereas in other games, the only time they really know how to jump is when they're in the water.
So they still know how to jump, it's just...
Well, when they're in the water, that makes sense because they're Octoroks, they're octopuses, so they swim in the water, but they're outside of the water.
Outside of the water, they do training. They do leg day. That's why they know how to... That's why they can jump.
Okay, but have you seen an octopus outside of water when it's crawling around land? It doesn't do a very good job. Like, it does surprisingly well for essentially a fish, but...
A fish?
It's kind of like a fish. I mean, it lives in the ocean. Close enough.
It lives in the ocean? I failed biology?
Yeah, everybody knows a whale is a type of fish. But anyway, oh, and there's also this cave here. You don't technically have to get this one, but I'm going for a 100% for this game, so we need to go in here. And inside we get a magic potion, or I guess a really big one, which permanently raises our magic. And yeah, just to add on to the confusion, raising your magic does not actually make it so that your magic bar increases. It makes it so that your spells cost less. And admittedly, I don't know what the math is for magic level versus magic cost.
Now Linko visits a woman who loves you who loves you long time.
Yeah, and oh, I guess the old lady didn't come out. I couldn't get some from her. And here's the most important character in the game, Mr. Error.
He does a sloppy. He does a she does a sloppy.
Oh. And someone left their house. That usually means that they have an old man inside that to talk to. And because we saved...
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Come on, that's just basic science. So anyway, because we found that trophy in the cave earlier, we can talk to the old man, and we can get the jump spell, which we actually need, like, immediately.
The woman just came out of the house. There's an old man there. So they do like home service.
No, I like to think that whenever a woman leaves a house, an old man just appears. It doesn't matter if they're related or not.
He just takes the opportunity to sniff the house when she's not there.
No, it's just the laws of physics of the world. Just every time a woman leaves, just an old man just teleports in.
They're like the gnomes from Dungeon Soup, right?
Yeah.
Wait! The other ones are not as nice as me. I'm waiting for the saga, like where it's like the series where it's gonna be the Snake Tongues genocidal campaign against the gnomes. Because people are just clamoring justice for Snake Tongue. He was justifying his beliefs.
Yeah. Or the little campaign that Dungeon Soup showed off where he had the old gnome party, and the gnomes walked up to the town and was like, no murder hobos. He's like, damn it, we can't enter here.
I think it was no gnomes and murder hobos. Gnomes, magicians, murder hobos.
It's like, oh man, for all those things.
I hope he has not forgotten that series. I hope he comes back to it because it's pretty funny.
Yeah. And we don't need to collect this fairy, but fuck it, there's a hidden fairy over here.
But let's send a message. We don't need her services, but let's send her a message.
We don't need the services, we just like the services. And over here, there's a hidden Link doll, which means that we get an extra life. And if anyone's wondering, Link dolls do not respawn. You collect them once, they are gone forever. So usually the tactic is to save all of them and then wait until the very end game to collect them, but one of the few good graces that this game gives you is that they make it so that way once you get to the final dungeon, if you die and get a full game over, so lose all your lives, if you hit continue, you just respawn at that dungeon. So you don't have to go through all the trials again. So that was nice.
I wonder how many times we have quoted Fullmetal Jacket in these recordings.
I've been quoting Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, we've been referencing Fullmetal Jacket. How many times we did that?
In general, or just in this very specific recording? Because I haven't seen it, so I have nothing to reference to really.
In general, really.
Okay. I know once in a while we bring it up, which I still need to see. Anyway, I'm quickly going to this town here, because we don't really need to be here just yet, but there's a very important spell that I want. Let's see. I lost my mirror. Alright, so to get it... Oh yeah, and you can't really talk to anybody in this town or else they turn into a bat. I don't know why.
Oh, not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody, but this guy does. And for some reason, this bat takes like 1,000,000 hits. And sadly, the attack button is the same thing as talk to people buttons, so... Anyway, all that for 3 experience. Feels good. Anyway, so the mirror that we have to find, we have to duck down and then hit the attack button on this table to find it. Obvious, right?
I mean, everybody knows.
Anyway, so yeah, the important spell that we get here is the life spell, which is like a godsend in this game. It's not necessary to complete it, but my god is it useful.
Did you get it? Did you get it by sniffing the old man's beard? Come here, old fella.
Yeah.
Give me some sugar.
No, I was just recording some Quest for Glory 2, and there is a funny little thing involving beards in that game.
Does it involve old man sniffing?
Not sniffing, but collecting.
Old man collecting.
No, old man beard collecting.
Mm-hmm. You just go up to them and just rip it off.
No,
Just
no.
violently rip their beards.
No, you ask him if you can have some, and he gives you a weird response, so you assume that means yes. Oh, something I forgot to mention is that each of the towns in this game are named after one of the sages in Ocarina of Time. So this is the town of Saria, for example. And I think we hit Daruna, and I forget what the first one was called. Oh, I guess we're doing Death Mountain first. I forgot. Alright, not a big deal. We're well prepared. We have full-on everything and the life spell. Yeah, we just gotta level up, so... I think we're okay.
Might as well.
What do you think, Goku? You think I'm gonna get a game over?
I'm torn between being supportive and mocking you.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel like that I'm being too nice to you. You know?
Well, I thought that's what the rest of the planet was for, but okay. I do
recall Super Gaming Bros Let's Play where every time they found a pea bag they just screamed pea.
like they're a little Pikachu or something.
No, like they're like a bunch of children, really. Pea.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a maze to figure out which cave you're supposed to go into to figure out which one you exit from, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's just a bit annoying if you go through an area that has like a tough enemy or something. And then you realize, oh, you just went the wrong way, so you have to go back. There we go. I think I was debating about the jump, because... yeah, the super potion was up there, and... also, these rhino dudes are really annoying, because they actually throw their axes, and they keep their distance, so you have to keep running towards them, but they keep backing up. And, my god, do they hurt. So... gonna get the jump now, and then... no. Thankfully we have shield now, so it only takes... their axes only deal a full square of damage as opposed to, like, a third. And here's a little trick. If you grab a red potion and then use your life magic, it'll fill up... it may not fill up your magic all the way, but it'll fill it up enough. So, like, you get a little bit extra than what you normally would get.
I'm talking about a similar thing in Morrowind, where basically, like, the potions there, like, the recovery potions have, like, they're not instantaneous, they have, like, a specific time of effect. So you can just... so, you can... ah, you're gonna take it. So you can just, like, if you know, if you're gonna have to use a very costly spell, you can just chug a potion and use it as it regenerates.
Okay, so it's with the regenerative potion then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so...
like the potions of magic and stamina, they like magic, health, stamina. They don't do it immediately. They have a overtime effect.
Okay. So is the minimum... So does it always have an overtime effect? So it's always like, even at the smallest amount, it's like 50 stamina over 1 second kind of thing, which would technically be instantaneous.
No, I think the smallest one is like 1 point of health, for like every second, for 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like that.
And huzzah! We made it through Death Mountain. And the main thing that we need to get is in this cave, guarded by this fucking very red rhino. There we go. Got rid of him. And then there's a few little pill bugs and a demon. 2 demons.
It's Firebrand. Is that his name?
The one
guy
from
from
Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah. He's also like the main character from Demon's Crest.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I really need to...
Demon's Crest is a good game.
Yeah, I need to actually play it because I finally managed to to get a copy after years and years of searching. Because back when I was in high school and I had like no money, my game store had it, and it was like $30. This was back before like game collecting exploded and everything became arbitrarily like inflated.
Yeah, 10 times more expensive.
Yeah.
Retarded.
But I had no money at the time, so I was like, oh, this is expensive. $30? I'll wait on it. And
it was a dream today.
Yeah.
Like your $30 for a game, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I once saw like a sealed copy of Super Metroid in here for like 180. And I was thinking, man, it would be nice to have it now.
Yeah, and I think I finally got a copy, and I think it ran me about $150. So
that guy back there just committed suicide.
yeah, to be fair, I'm kind of glad he did, because unfortunately, the only way to kill those things is with a down stab, which we do not have yet.
Demon's Crest has a special boss that is a dick. And the reward is awful too. Like there's a secret boss in the game, but the reward for defeating it is awful. It's just
Anyway, so we did all that for a little cobbler's hammer, but it turns out it's the most powerful hammer in existence because we can use it to destroy boulders the size of Blink.
cobblers are just like the mightiest warriors in this setting.
Yeah, that's why cobblers are mostly gnomes. Everybody knows this fact.
Nah, you're just making it up. There's no gnomes in Zelda.
What about those weird little guys that are cutting down the tree in A Link to the Past?
Now you're just being racist.
Okay, well, what the fuck are they then?
They're just really weird Hylians.
Okay. What about the weird guys that are working the blacksmith? Are they gnomes or are they dwarves?
Oh yeah, there was those two guys. I don't remember what they were, actually. The ones who temper the Master Sword.
Yeah. Anyway, we destroy this boulder, and we get more magic. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
So that was something that always kind of irked me about a lot of Legend of Zelda games that tend to do this. What is your opinion on upgrading the Master Sword? or otherwise finding a sword that is like better than the Master Sword in a Zelda game?
I don't know. It's. I don't mind finding a swords that are better than the Master Sword in general. It's just that, like, I think for the purpose of the context of the game, for Ganon, to beat Ganon, the Master Sword should be like mandatory thing.
Yeah, like that was my interpretation. Even as a kid, was like, oh, the Master Sword is the best sword because it can defeat all the evil, and Ganondorf is basically all the evil, right?
Yeah, no, the context is that Master Sword is a sword that basically repels evil. So, that's why, for example, in Twilight Princess, you needed to remove the curse that Zen puts on you.
But what I don't know. It kind of irked me to be like, oh yeah, so this is the Master Sword. Let's make it better. And it's like, how do you make it better? The thing was like fused with like magic and shit. Like, how do you just like slap it on a fucking anvil and hit it a few times and be like, all right, now we can shoot super lasers now? It's like, what?
It's the gold painting. You're basically pimping up the Master Sword, like applying a gold painting to it.
Oh, kind of like how people put flames on the side of their car to make it go faster.
Basically.
And that is one thing I'm not a big fan of in Ocarina of Time, is that the Big Goron sword is better than the Master Sword, because it kind of undermines the whole, oh yeah, this sword is the evil's bane, like this thing will kill Ganondorf, and it's like, yeah, but here's a better sword that actually does more damage, and it's like, what?
Yeah. No, actually no. The Big Goron, the Master Sword is coded to do more damage to Ganon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that, but again, the way that the game is sort of built, it sort of implies that at least the Big Goron sword would do more damage, because it does more damage to literally everything else.
Yeah, it does more damage to everything else except Ganon.
Okay. So I was playing Ocarina of Time correctly the whole time. Get fucked, everybody. No, it's just that everyone that I knew at the time would always use the Big Goron sword, because obviously it's the best sword to use, because it does 4 times the damage of the Kokiri sword.
No, the best thing to use is the bottle when you're doing the tennis match.
Do you think that was like purposely programmed, or do you think that was like sort of like an accident thing, kind of like with the butterfly net with Agnem and Link to the Past?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they put that as an Easter egg. It's like because they knew people found funny the thing about the net, so they decided, let's do something like that. Let's have the bottle reflect again.
Also another thing is that if you die and get a game over, whatever experience you got immediately resets to 0. So if you are doing level skips, just be wary of that. So, and I can't remember where I am going to go from here, because since we got the hammer, we don't have to go through the cave system anymore. We can just take the shortcut through like the first town and just go down. But the actual place that we need to go to is just a little bit north from here. So
Are there any more level skips from now on, or is it just done?
You can technically level skip for a while. It's just that right now there's just kind of no need for it. So simply because now the enemies hit harder, so leveling up our defense is good. We're actually getting magic that we can use more consistently and reliably, like the health one. So leveling up our magic is a good idea, and leveling up our attack is always a good idea. So it's just that for like the first dungeon, just leveling up attack just makes the most sense.
What are these guys?
They're bonefish, but I don't know if they're based on anything or if they ever made a reappearance. Like, I'm not sure if they're technically the bonefish that you find in Majora's Mask, for example. Which, those enemies in Majora's Mask, they always creep me out as a kid. Yeah, those little birds, they take away your experience. Fucking assholes.
Do they at least give any to...
Yeah, they give, like, 5 experience, I think?
So at least... And how much they take?
Like 10.
It's a game of management.
Yeah, this game doesn't fuck around. This is probably the hardest Zelda game in the franchise, mostly because it focuses a lot on like action rather than puzzle solving. Oh yeah, this is what I needed to get. This health potion, which is not a regular health potion, it is actually a bottle of water.
Bottle of water?
Yeah. We need it for another town. But it's kind of easy to forget about that area since you need an item from further ahead and then go back to it.
I don't recall that there's a difference like about how British people speak. It's like British people just listens the worst insults of that they ever directed to them in their lives. A bit harsh.
Let's see. Oh yeah, going back to the sword thing, like, I found that upgrading your sword in, like, Majora's Mask made more sense because it was like, oh, you start off with a dinky sword, but you just upgrade that sword, multiple times. And it's not like the Master Sword, it's just its own sword.
Which you can get in Soul Calibur too. There's a few of them.
I don't think you can get the gilded sword, but there. You do get the, yeah, sometimes, the fairy appears, and yeah, unfortunately I missed it because the bad guy hit me first. Feels bad. But yeah, you get the Razor Sword, in Soul Calibur. Which I never used because that thing has a reach of, like, nothing. And I don't even know what the benefit is, because usually the idea behind the weapons, different weapons, is that there's a, like a bonus but a cost, benefit kind of thing.
Yeah, the big orange sword can damage you. Damages every time you use it, so it's... The range is amazing, and it's weird, like, in that game, Link uses the Goron sword in one hand.
Well, no wonder he loses health doing it. He's exerting so much energy just trying to swing the thing.
Every time he swings the sword, he dislocates his shoulder.
I also find it funny that he uses the the cane as a weapon, but he doesn't summon blocks with it.
That would be a funny mechanic in the game. Every time you wave the cane, you just summon a block on top of it.
Yeah. I know there was another cane. I think it was in Link to the Past. What did that one do? I'm drawing a blank now.
There was one. Yeah, there was one who created blocks. There's one who was. There was a fire rod, an ice rod, and you need both to defeat. Like what was Trimax?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, the dragon turtle thing with 3 heads.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure out this mystery next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye.